What's that in the sky? It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Talk Geekly!
Holy Hera, geeks and geekettes. Welcome to Talk Geekly on YouTube. I am Pendragon here, and of course, I am always joined by my friend and your friend, the Gotham Knight, Job for a Cody.
We are Talk Geekly, bringing the latest and the greatest from comic books to video games and so much more from the geek culture. And we are excited to present Talk Geekly's first Let's Play. And what better game than to start out with The Last of Us Part 2. So we're going to give you the first 30 minutes of this game and kind of give you a good expectation of what to look forward to.
I'm supposed to take her to the fire.
Yeah, so keep in mind, I've never played the first one, so I'm going to be completely clueless as to what's going on in this one to start off.
And I have played the first one a couple times, and I am a little bit, I would say, maybe before the halfway point of this one. So I can kind of give a little bit of a veteran look on it, I suppose.
So I take it we're going to have somewhat of a semi-long cutscene here. Just kind of your thoughts, Cody, on just setting up a new game. Do you think it's got a good interface as far as the game's concerned, options that you can change, things like that?
So right now, I'm really enjoying just the game as a whole. I think the menu is great. I think the combat's phenomenal. It's almost like a direct replica of the first one. And I think what they're doing with the story is enticing, and it's definitely drawing my interest. I only strictly play the game when I stream it, so it's one of those things when I'm not streaming, I'm not playing it, and I'm fighting the urge to dive into it. There's been a lot of controversy surrounding this game, though, and unfortunately, I have not gotten to that part yet. But it's one of those things where I'm actively trying to beat this game as fast as possible. So eventually, I'm hoping to do maybe like a breakdown of the game, or maybe we just do a segment where we kind of just talk about why the reviews were so bad and what they compared to my actual thoughts.
I'd definitely be interested in doing something along those lines as long as I get a little more time to watch it play the game. I've got to stop by some of your streams a little bit more. Those damn schedules just never want to work out.
So what we seen right there was Joel pretty much rescuing Ellie. She's the cure for the infection. And unfortunately for her to become the antibody or the antidote, you have to kill her. So Joel pretty much made the choice I think any father would make, and dismantled all those doctors and killed them. This kind of gives you the filler of what happens in between that and then the present day.
You know, you would think they'd be able to make some kind of antidote without actually having to kill her. Maybe I'm just wishful thinking on that, but just can they just take some of her blood and work something out, throw it in the centrifuge?
I can't remember. I can't remember what it was, but I know that I think they did tie up the end and kind of explain why.
I told her.
Because they're sadistic bastards. That's why.
I'll tell you, this game does not pull punches. The first one especially, it's almost a shame you haven't got to experience it, because it's definitely one of those games that like rip your heart out.
Didn't say otherwise.
A big thing, like with the first one, you start the game off, like the tutorial is Joel pretty much trying to save his daughter at the time this all happened, and then she gets shot and killed, and that's like the first like 5-10 minutes of the game.
So she gets shot by what? Just crooked people on the street?
I want to say it was like military police. You know how like when rioting and like everything's like the world's going to hell, there's always like the police and the military like trying to keep like the barricades and shit up. I want to say it was like a cop or someone shot him.
Oh man, let's not even go there. Moving on.
Well, no, you know what I mean. So right off the rip, we have some really good like music, just like filling the environment, the atmosphere of the game. The lighting, I think, is really phenomenal too. And to make a mention of it, we're playing on a PlayStation Slim, not a Pro. So we don't even have like the HDR enabled or anything. So it could be even looking a lot better.
Man, it looks freaking pretty sick. Like, look at that foliage coming off the side of the freaking house and shit. That looks amazing. Just the man and his horse. Could you like stop right here at the top of the hill and like whip out the guitar and just start singing about your day?
No, but we can definitely take a moment to just look and see how big everything is, see how expansive a lot of this environment is.
Yeah, it definitely looks big. You know, it makes you wonder what we're going to end up with on the next gen. If they can make things look this good on the PS4, whatever that PS5 ends up doing is going to have to be at least, you would think, 5 times better minimum.
Well, and a crazy thing is, 2 to 3 years from now, with the technology that the PS5 is going to be able to offer us, these graphics aren't even going to look that good. You know,
Funny you bring that up. There's actually like argument online right now about the fact that some people believe we're at the point of diminishing returns to where each generation isn't that big of a jump. So people are kind of worried that what we get from the next Xbox and the next PlayStation 5 is not going to be as amazing as the jump from, the PS3 to the PS4 was.
Yeah.
Like 3 to 4 was a crazy jump. And there's a lot of like, people who do this kind of design work who are saying that, it's a lot of technical stuff that is definitely advancing, but we're not going to really notice it as much to the naked eye. So we got a apocalyptic city here, huh?
And I'm just gonna go ahead and take a look at the settings real quick. See if there we go. I forgot that I was in a dark part of the game.
Oh, you used the light it up cheat?
Well, yeah. It's one of those things where when clickers and shit are chasing you, like you don't even.
Hey man, it's all good. When I started playing Bloodborne the other day, and there's like, oh, adjust your lighting, I made sure it was bright as hell.
Yeah, look how much better this looks with that adjusted brightness too.
Oh no, you could definitely tell the difference. It's
There
way
we go.
less, way less washed out with the white.
Sure. About what we were talking about.
So Tommy, by the way, is Joel's brother.
Can't say I've done different.
So was he in the first
Yep.
game? Or
Yeah, he
Take to the
definitely
grave
was.
if I have to.
And they had some crazy experiences in the first one too. I will say the first one had a lot more action within the first half than this one does. But it almost feels like once you get going, you don't stop. There's no brief moments to like fucking like really rest your head. It's just full blooded, like you're running and you're on your feet and like you're scavenging because I'm also playing on really hard though, but you're scavenging because you're running out of ammunition or you're almost dead like half the time. It's wild, man.
yeah, I hope so, because we're at like 9 minutes, and you've had like a 15-second horse ride. The rest has all been cinematics.
And I think that's kind of a big issue with a game like this because you do have a lot of backstory to fill. Like there's a lot that needs to be told, and it's one of those things. Like, do you sprinkle it up and like essentially make the game even like longer by breaking up chunks of it, or do you just try to knock it all out at the beginning?
Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying, but we also have to, think about the fact that a lot of games nowadays have those tutorial things going on, and
Jesus.
that's where you can tell a lot of your
Getting a heart
story.
attack.
You know, doesn't have to be a 15, 20-minute cinematic.
What's up, Joel?
Just checking in.
Just being awkward.
Folks were talking about how impressed they are with you and how well
Yeah,
you
I think
helping
something
out.
like this is something we could really try to focus on in the future for other games when they come out. Because I think
went out and did a ride
combined,
the other
we
day
both
and-
can collectively like cover
Okay.
a wide array of games that are coming out. Just I
Oh,
mean,
dear.
depending, you
I
know.
thought about
I
you.
mean, definitely if it's all like Minecraft and World of Warcraft and Minecraft and World of Warcraft. Yeah,
Turn
yeah,
that
that
clock.
sounds awesome.
How do you-
Well, I got pretty much all the other systems besides
Yeah,
Xbox.
Late and I gotta get up in a few hours.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get out of your hair.
But even like think about this too. Like
I
we
was
get,
I could always have Little Pen
I want to show you something.
substitute for me.
Just give
You
me
know, he plays
1
everything
second.
just like you. So
that'd be so funny.
not that Little Pen, by the way.
Hey,
What's this?
That was a pretty bad dad joke, huh?
yeah,
Folks,
but it's all
folks
right.
in here eat
Hey, this is our first time doing this for YouTube. So we're still trying to find that niche, you know, that little area that we want to be in. I don't know if we want to be too risque or what. Do we want to just keep it like the podcast?
You know, I'm really thinking about it. Maybe the next one we should try not to cuss in because I think we do have to target like adults, and if we don't cut, well, I think with the game we'd have to target adults anyways. So this is a really cool part of the game. We actually get to play the guitar, and it utilizes your touchpad on the controller.
What do you mean play the guitar?
So you're gonna use the analog stick to hit the chord, and then you're gonna strum it using your touchpad.
That's pretty cool. That is really cool, actually.
Yeah, yeah. See, you could look. I'm like double pluck it. I had a bitch named Pendragon with beautiful hair. Job for a Cody original right there, baby.
I'm not sure how I'm supposed to feel about that.
If I ever were to lose you,
I almost feel attacked.
surely lose myself. Everything I have found you, I'm not found by myself. Try and sometimes you'll succeed.
Man, it sounds like Joel can actually sing though.
No, he can sing really good.
He got a little bit of that Kenny Rogers in him.
Mhm.
Kind of Kenny Rogers with a little bit of Johnny Cash.
I can see.
So is this available on iTunes right now? Can we like go out there?
I
and
think
download
so. The song is actually getting covered by a decent amount of people on YouTube. from
I
what
bet it
see.
is. I think that's gonna be our next video, right? I can dress up like Ellie.
I'll sing to you. You know that.
There you go.
Well, that didn't suck.
She actually wants to tell him that she thinks it was horrible. You see how nice she was about that?
Yeah. Uh, thing is, too, Ellie. I want to say what she's like 13 or 14.
In this?
Yeah.
No, I don't
She's
know the
that
first one.
young.
I want to say it's and then we jump another 4 years, which would make her probably like
Okay,
18,
gotcha.
19.
You did.
But like in this cutscene,
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, because she still has the bandage on, so this is fairly fresh after being rescued from the hospital. I gotcha. So she was probably just thinking, "This is weird. This guy."
well, no, the bandage actually, it's because she got bit. I want to say because
Did-
people,
I know.
yeah,
That's what I'm
people,
saying. After the hospital, he got her from there.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Remember the joke?
A lot of people don't know she's
Really don't.
immune.
You do the awkward stand at the door.
What is the downside to eating a clock?
Speaking of fucking bad dad jokes,
It's time consuming.
That's so dumb.
You remember the very first Talk Geekly we did? Like we did something like this setup.
Yeah, it was the Venom episode.
Yeah.
My, how time has certainly passes by. It's been 2 years now.
Dude, used to be 90-minute episodes. Like 90-minute episodes, man. No.
I don't know what we were thinking and what were we even cramming in all that time.
Dude, we
All right, title screen. The game's gonna start. Awesome. You're gonna get to play now. Or are we gonna get another cutscene? Bye, man. I tell you what, Naughty Dog, you are naughty.
And there's the 4 years later.
Hey,
Morning.
sorry, I totally overslept. Just give me
Oh
one
man,
more
it's the
sec.
dude from Fast and the Furious.
Oh my God, shut up.
That's not him.
Let's go horse
She
drifting.
kissed me. It was just Dina being Dina. Shouldn't mean anything by it.
I was talking about your fight with Seth.
Ooh, we getting some spicy tea
kissed
though.
Dina?
You kissed my ex-girlfriend?
Oh,
Look at her
We're
face.
broken up 1 week and you make a move on my girl?
she was probably just trying to make you jealous. I would never.
I'm messing with you, man.
I will say though, it is really cinematic, but the graphics are fucking phenomenal. I think they're good.
It's kind of fucked up.
Hey, the graphics are definitely there for sure. There's no doubt about it. There is a bit of that uncanny valley going as far as when you look at the character. Well, not all the characters, but some of the characters' eyes kind of just look a little lifeless.
Mm-hmm. So I think because a big focus of mine on Twitch is playing new games when they release, I think I'm gonna cave and get the fucking Elgato 4K. So I heard that's the best choice. What's your thoughts? I heard that's the best choice for recording stuff like this.
I mean, it's what I have, and the only reason I got it was because that's what I heard. I heard the same thing. Like, it's gonna give you the best quality, and I don't even use it. But hey, I bought one because they told me to. So I'm telling you to.
And we are not sponsored by
Let's do
Elgato,
it.
but if you know some people who know some people, let us know.
It sucks.
All right, so you just got to like walk around the room for a little
Shut
bit,
up.
and then we're
Mhm.
right back to the
Just let's
cutscene.
get
Is that
out.
right?
Well, we
was.
skipped some exploration. I remember last time we tried this and the video didn't turn out too well. We I explored a little bit, but I figured for, sake of time,
Heads up,
we would
top of the town this morning.
avoid that this time around.
Let me see if I got this right. You kissed Dina,
She kissed me.
which triggered Seth to call you a not so nice word.
Yep.
Then Joel decked him,
Bush.
and then you got mad.
So it looks like we're dealing with a little bit of homophobia, huh?
It was a
Yeah.
secret.
So there's a bigot in the game right off the rip.
Sounds exciting. Maria wants a word with you.
Where is she?
Diner.
Is this about Seth?
No clue.
Because you do play as Ellie,
Just
who
tell me
is
you
the
never saw me.
protagonist this time around.
your
And
fucking
she is a
voice?
lesbian, so it is a focus in this game. It's not a primary focus. It's not something that's like
Hey,
constantly
so
thrown in your face. I think it's one of those things where it's intertwined good. I think in a typical game where you have a male and a female romance, and it's just done in a fashion where they're together and they have a love for each other. That's exactly how it's done this time around. I don't think it's too overbearing.
Thanks.
I mean, the environments look amazing. Like seriously, the lights on the buildings and everything, just everybody in the streets kind of doing their own thing. It's really, really eye catching.
13 out of 10. You can pet a dog, and old man's playing banjo.
Hey, Jesse.
Oh, hi.
So I really do think the focus on the love story this early is kind of important because you do spend a chunk of the game, with her, with
Wanna
Dina.
grab some breakfast?
No. Where's Maria?
In the back.
Excuse me.
Everybody's looking at Ellie like she done did something.
Come here.
Walked in the bar and all eyes were on her.
And she's
I don't
Tommy's
wanna hear
wife,
what
by the
Betty has
way.
to say. Me. Please.
Maria's kind of the head honcho.
Seth. Seth, come here.
Ready to break down low.
Look, last night I was drinking.
Look, I was drinking too much and my true colors came out and
Sure.
everyone called me out on it, so I'm
I'm
sorry.
trying to say I'm sorry. Maria tells me that you and Dina are headed out. Made you some sandwiches.
You know, to think that even in the apocalypse, people still can't let other
Steak.
people live their lives the way they choose to.
Thank
It's
you.
crazy.
Yeah, dude, I don't know.
Yeah.
You should only be judged for the type of person you are, not
Be safe.
orientation, how you
Yep.
look, or anything like that.
I appreciate it.
Just if you're an asshole or not. That's
What you got?
that's my outlook on it, you
They
know.
get sandwiches.
Smells good.
Or yours.
Sure.
It's fine.
Let me walk you out.
Man, she just gave up some steak sandwiches. She crazy.
Too prideful, you know. That dude was a bigot to her. I don't know.
When you go out,
I would
make
probably
sure you
wait
let
and then
Tom
come
know
back
you
out here,
love
like, all
him.
right, now give it
Those boys
back.
have been
That was
good
for
fun,
show.
too.
Now I tell you what, if I see her drinking a kale smoothie or something like that with Olivia later, it's a wrap.
Of course. I was gonna check out the creek trail. I'll need some
Sorry if I
help.
look a little see-through, transparent. I have to set my setup out in the living room
Not
for
really.
the time being to capture everything the way I need to. So hopefully next
That
time,
smells that.
you know, it won't be so bright.
Ellie, can I talk to you for a sec?
So,
Look, I don't know what's going on with you and Joel.
Maria,
Guy really cares about you. And I'm sure he didn't mean to.
we're fine.
Yeah.
Oh, did he betray her? What did he do?
I think he.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
Get on her.
Well, no, they talked about it. I'm pretty sure Joel like pushed that dude or almost beat the shit out of him.
Yo, Dina.
The Seth guy.
assignment.
I don't see why she'd be mad about that.
You get your
If she
girlfriend
wanted to
upstairs.
handle it.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Back to that pride shit.
Hey,
And this is kind of like the first
Can I talk to
break
you?
in all the cinematic experience, the lovely cinematic experience, where you kind of get an idea for like movement in climbing and stuff.
Hey.
But first, an awkward
I
love
just wanna
story.
say sorry for running off last night. Oh, that's.
I feel like right here,
I
if we
told you,
had
right?
like some
I-
violin music or
I
something,
felt
or
bad.
some soft piano,
Why?
really change, bring that mood to
'Cause I
the forefront.
started the whole thing, and I shouldn't have kissed you in front of all of those people. No, you were drunk. It's fine. Well, still, I don't want you to think. No, I'm not reading into it or anything. You know what I love about you? How you let me finish my sentences. All right. Well, we should probably get going.
Ow! What the fuck? I'm not even playing.
The language in
Yeah,
this.
dude, it's just some fucking innocent kids.
Yeah, I do.
You asked for it.
So we get
Let 'em
introduced to
run, you
a
shit.
snowball fight.
Get to cover. Go, go.
Too bad you can't shank them.
Run. Oh, no, you didn't.
Trying to run up the slide, but couldn't.
Eat that. Oh, I'm coming for you, Ty.
Oh, he about to bean you, dog. You better boogie.
There we go.
Oh, you like that? See you. No, suck it.
Damn, dude. 5 out of 10. They have not hit us once.
Eat snow.
Are you guys even fucking trying at this point? Oh, you got me. Oh, now I'm getting lit.
You're out in the open, man.
No, you right. You right.
Oh, my.
Headshot.
Oh, dang it. Your parents don't love you.
Oh, your parents don't love you. They're probably dead.
Oh, miss me. Ow. I know where you live, Alex.
That was a good shot right there. I also like how when you get hit with the snowball, like the snow stays on the jacket and everything. Hit him with the Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Eat it, Shrimps. Hey. How's it feel? No, get her. Help me. You'll never get away with this.
See, at this point in the game, it would have had like this big screen where it would have said, "You failed." Like, that wouldn't have even been able to make it out of the freaking tutorial.
All right, we actually have some work to do. Scram. I guess I asked for that, huh? Yep. Let's go. So Jesse wants us to do the creek trails. He's gonna relieve Joel and Tommy. Oh, that's nice. He assigned us together. You're gonna like this group.
Yeah, like you talked about the snow and stuff. Like you could still see the snow on her backpack and on her shoulder. Like
Mhm.
that's pretty sweet.
Thank you.
All right.
So you get to ride horses again. Woo! This is where the zombie jumps out, right? And then the action starts. Like the whole town just gets overrun.
I want to say no,
Look who decided to join us.
but close.
One for you.
Well, you got a weapon, so that's a start. No more throwing snowballs.
No, I'm pretty sure Ellie's strapped. We
Open it
we
up.
didn't have a rifle.
Settle down, children. All right. You all know the drill. Run your routes, mark your logbooks, clear any infected you see. You run into anything you can.
Pretty much a group of people go out
Come
and
back.
scout. They have these routes where they
I'm
go
smart
looking
about
for all the infected. If they see any, they kill them.
All right. Get going.
Another lovely shot, I think.
So is that the end of the game then? Man, that was short. What have we here?
Mm. I think that's another beautiful shot right there. Just watching the fire, like reflecting off skin and everything.
So we are just about that 30-minute point, and we've had what couple horse rides, some walking around, and a snowball fight.
Yep.
I got to be honest with you, man. I'm not very happy with that, and I think a lot of video game developers are really leaning into that being like their thing for the beginning of games. And I gotta say, it's just not. I'm not digging it. I think that games need to have a focus more on their gameplay to start off, and then you can start to flesh out the world and develop your story. But in order to really capture a new person and get them to play your game, I think the actual mechanics of the game, just in my opinion, should really be what stands out right away in the beginning.
Yeah, I agree with you fully. I think sometimes though, you do have to take into consideration that some of the story needs to be justified, or it needs to be explained to give you an idea, to suck you in, to give you that gripping story. But again, I think it could have been done in a little bit more of a better fashion, to where it wasn't such a movie compared to an actual gameplay. Now, this part of the game does suck us into more of the gameplay aspect, but as Penn mentioned, we are right at the 30-minute mark. So I don't know what Penn thinks. Maybe we do a part 2 where we take it from here and kind of give you guys a breakdown of what it looks like, actually diving into the gameplay. And then maybe we can compare the whole hour and just how we felt about the first half compared to the second half.
I think that's a great idea. Why not? We'll make a part 2 to this video and get some zombie killing happening. I think that's what everybody really wants to see in this game.
No, for sure. So with that being said, guys, this is going to wrap up Talk Geekly's first and hopefully one of many Let's Plays where we covered The Last of Us Part 2, the first 30 minutes of it. Stay live out there, though, because we're going to be hitting you with Part 2 here coming shortly.
Yeah, and don't forget to check us out on Facebook. Download the podcast on all your major podcast platforms. And, of course, as always, keep it geekly.
What's that in the sky? It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Tom.